Hi everyone, David Maley here. Today we're going to go over some stuff that's really cool. We're going to show you the top 5 data analyst skills. I'm actually going to give you an extra one at the end if you stay all the way to the end. That's really important. These are things that you'll want to know to be a data analyst and you're going to need to know. And I've seen a lot of misinformation out there by people that never were data analysts or want to be one but can't be one. Look, if you look at my LinkedIn, David Maley, you will see I'm a data scientist. I train data analysts. I've done it for a long time. I'm actually hiring right now for 3 co-op positions for data science / data analytics for people that have master's degrees for the most part. Sometimes we hire them with a 4-year degree. It depends. I myself have a 4-year degree in MIS, Management Information Systems, and became a data scientist and data analyst through that. I have years of experience doing that. So I know exactly what you need to do well in this field. So let's start off with that, okay? So first, we're going to go over the top 5 data analyst skills, and then at the end, I'm going to show you one that you really need to know for both data scientists and data analysts that'll make you shine, okay? So let's start off with the first thing. Think about it. We got to get to the data, right? We got to be able to extract the data. We need to be able to utilize things like SQL, Azure, Hive, Excel. These are just standards. You need to know how to use them. You don't have to be an expert in all of them, okay? And you don't have to use every single one of them. But you have to be able to use SAS or MicroStrategy and these various different tools to get it to the data. Okay, if you can't get to the data, you don't even bother. You need to be able to get to the data, and you need to have several pathways to get to the data. So getting at the data is number 1. 2, you need to be able to cleanse the data. So you're going to get messy data. It happens. You're going to get data that's missing, has null fields, is missing things, wrong formatting of dates, wrong formatting of customer card numbers, all kinds of stuff, right? So you have to be able to go and utilize things like Excel, if it's something quick and easy, R, Python, SAS, Power BI, whatever it is, to take that data that's messy and either use DAX, some code in R or Python or something like that. Even if it's in Excel, sometimes you just quickly have to go and take, some Excel sheets that somebody had in the past, take that and fix it and give it back to them. So it depends on what it is, but 80% of what you're going to do as a data analyst or data scientist or even just an analyst is that 80% of it's going to be the first things I just talked about, getting the data and cleansing the data. Very important stuff, because if I see someone that has those 2 things, that's 80% of what they need to be able to do. Then we need to be able to look at the data. You need to be able to explore the data, right? It's called exploratory data analysis. You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to sit there and look at the data and try and look at what has meanings. You don't want to just throw graphs out there at someone in visualizations if you don't know what you're doing, right? So you need to be able to look at the data and understand it. Is this a campaign? Is this a charity drive, a fund drive? Was it, what was it? And what are we trying to do? What are we looking for, right? So you have to be able to do that. Look for patterns, things like that, okay? Then you have to be able to visualize data. So number 4 is visualize the data. That's where you put it into graphs, and you can use all kinds of programs. Power BI, you could do it in R, you can do it in Python, you can do it in Excel. It doesn't matter where you do it. It's where or can you do it, and can you show the story of what happened, okay? If there was a campaign, did it increase customer spend? Did it encourage them to become more loyal? Did they go and buy more products? Did they spend more? Did they try new products? It could be any of those things. It could also be something you're looking at data of the weather. Did the weather change? Did it have an impact on things? It could be anything, but you need to be able to visualize the data. If you can't visualize it, it's something. These are the top skills you need to have. And then number 5, critical thinking and developing or drawing insights. So not only is your job as a data analyst or data scientist, whatever it is, going to be taking and visualizing things, but you have to be able to tell a story. And then you have to tell the user base that you're giving these graphs and these reports and these analytics to, this is what I see out of this. This campaign was great. This campaign was great because of increased sales. It increased baskets. It increased people coming into the store. Maybe for a hospital, they want to see how many people did these bone x-rays or whatever it is they're doing, different treatments that they're doing. So they might want to track that and see, oh, here's a department that's not doing well, here's a department that's doing well. Let's match the two of them together and see if they can, some ideas come off each other to improve things for the one that's not doing as well. It could be anything. But you need to be able to have insights. People are paying you as a data analyst. People will pay you to give them insights. They don't want to just, anybody can go and just give some visuals. Here's some visuals. Here's some graphs. Here's what it did. No, they want to say, okay, that's great, but what did this really tell? Oh, it showed that we took people from a low basket to a higher basket. We increased their loyalty. We increased their spend. We increased these people coming in more often, maybe. So maybe their baskets went down a little bit, but they increased their transactions, from one every 2 weeks to one every 3 days. That'd be a huge difference, huge change. So they want to see that. They want to know that. Executives, that's what they're paying you for. They want to hear that from you. Okay. Now, I did promise you that we would have a number 6. So let's go over and just recap those top 5 real quick. Okay. 1 is getting at the data, period. Doesn't matter how you get at it. You could be Excel, R, Python, SAS. Then cleaning the data, same thing. You use Excel, R, Python, SAS. That's the top 80%. So when I'm looking at a candidate, whether it be for a co-op job in data science and data analytics, reporting, whatever it is, I'm looking at, that's the strongest part. That is the 80%. Because if you can't get to that data and you can't cleanse the data, that's going to be a problem. So I need people that can pick that up. Now, you can learn that, and that's fine. Then you need to be able to explore the data. Look at the data, right? That's number 3. Visualizing the data, that's number 4. And then critical thinking and drawing insights. That's what I would call number 5, to be able to give them some true meaning and the true story of the data. Now, number 6, the one that I wanted you to wait to the end for, is a big impact thing. This one makes people stand out. So if I'm hiring, which I am right now, if you looked at my LinkedIn, you can see that. If I'm hiring for a position in data science and data analytics, the number 1 thing that I'm going to look at, I'm going to assume you probably have these other 5 things. If you don't, you're out. Okay, I'll just tell you that right now. But if you have this one, it makes you shine above everybody else. Guess what it is? Documentation skills. That's right. So I know of a lot of people that can create wonderful processes, but guess what? They don't document anything. And when they leave to go somewhere else, or they haven't explained anything, guess what? It leaves a hole that no one can reproduce what they did. No one understands what they did. I want to see people that can document their things and document them in a readable manner. So that means, like, if you did some coding, that you have your code documented with comments and maybe some pages that are, it could be an R Markdown sheet. It could be Jupyter Notebooks that explains, here's the code line by line or section by section or segment by segment, and here's what it does. So people can quickly look at there and say, okay, if something breaks, for instance, in the future, you're out on vacation, they can look at it and say, okay, the breakage really happens in this section over here. We need to focus on that and work on that. It takes a whole lot of time out of fixing things and debugging things. It's great. I want to see that. So when I'm hiring people, that's one of the top things I'm looking for is documentation. So if you can document yourself and document it well, you know how to put files in GitHub or wherever it is you put them, so that the people you work with can go and see, here's the task list, here's the documentation, here's the recap of this project, and here, all the different pieces of it. That's wonderful, because guess what? Only about maybe 1 to 5% of people in data analytics do proper documentation. So there you have it. You now have 6, not 5. You have the top 5, yes, but my number 6 one, documentation rules, because, that's just, if you can do that and show it to people. And here's another little tip for you. If you're looking for a job in data analytics, data science, or analytics reporting, it doesn't matter. If you can do number 6, which is documentation of your processes, right? Guess what? You just created a part of your resume, right? So when you hand out your resume to people like a hiring manager like me or someone like that, we're going to look at your resume. But what makes you stand out more from everybody else? Your projects, your tasks, the things you've done, not simple stuff. I'm talking about big projects that you've done, right? If you can document it well, you can put it in a Word doc. You could put it in whatever you want. You send that out to the hiring manager. You send that out to the recruiter, and that's going to open up so many doors for you. So there you go. You really have 7 of the top skills, or actually top 5 skills and 2 tips on top of documentation, and then utilizing your projects in documentation to get you those jobs. I hope you found this helpful. Again, you can look me up on LinkedIn. I am hiring right now for 3 co-op positions, and that's for data science, data analytics, and analytics and reporting. That will change from time to time as to what we're hiring for, but unlike the people that say, oh, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, I really do these things. I hire people to do these things. I know what I'm talking about. So listen to this, and this is what you need to be doing. These are the top skills you need to have if you want to be a data analyst or be in data analytics, you want to be in analytics and reporting, or you want to be in data science. You need to know those things. Thanks again. I hope you found this helpful. Have a great day.